Okay, hello teacher. Now I'm gonna explain you the autonomous number 4 is analyze and summarize the unit 4 and give example of lesson plan model. This is for lesson plan. Okay, the first is to summarize the unit 4 and we have here the concept a template. Template is a definition that this means a template is a form mode or pattern used is a guide to make something, in this case a lesson planning. In other words, a template is a skeleton that you can see the structure with different steps and concepts. And we have here different tips for to follow and for to create an efficient template. Is prioritize templates for heavy volume, repeatable tasks, or where specifications are needed. The template should be easy to use and understand. The template should be designed for the intended audience. And the last one, the template should be compatible with the software you're using. It's important for the teachers to choose the correctly or according template for the topic, or maybe for the class that the teachers want to develop with the students. And you can see here an example of a template with a lesson planning with the different categories and the different concepts. Okay, and now I'm going to explain you these three concepts. Is example planning preschool lesson is it means these templates create a space for teachers to address development and skill in the context of simulating age appropriate content information. And here is a category where you can find a lesson planning according to preschool level. It's important to maintain the difference of the all lesson plannings. And for that reason, we have other kind of lesson, other section, topical information. We have here example in this table, and you can see the different concepts. Use the topical objective, the topical activity, and the unique topic. And we have here the different subjects that you can include with this category in this table. And the last one is skill development, and you can find the different concepts related to the ability of the students, like ability, growth, advice training, knowledge, learning, competence, and training and experience. It's important for the teachers and maintain clearly the skills that the teachers need to develop with the students and to improve the different skills during the classes.
Okay, then we have an example of a lesson plan and a template. As you can see, there are the teacher components divided in standards, material needed, objectives, time, and then the description. And you need to write all the activities that you are going to do. And also we have here the title of the activities, the duration of the each activity, and the description of each activity. That means that teacher in this part must to write a very specific of the activities that students are going to develop during the class.
Okay, I am going to explain about model. A model is a finished product similar to what you are looking to produce. In this model, for a perfect model, we have the ASSURE instructional design model that addresses everything you need to produce a quality lesson. All models that we have cover some specific essential areas, but there is not one is better than other. Just try and think what is better for you or what is better for the area. Next, please. For the Azure model, we have the explanation. A is for analyze learners. The first is stay standard or objectives. The second S is select teaching strategies and perfect materials. U is for use technology, materials, and media. R is for require learner participation. And the finish, we have to evaluate and revise. Next, please. The lesson, we have a lot of lesson planning models. So for in this kind of a lot of lesson planning models, we can find the 5 E's instructional model that we have used. We have choose is to the differentiated instructional design, experiential learning, Madeline Hunter model of mastery learning, and a universal design for learning that we have already investigate and figure out that we can use more this lesson planning for our areas.
Okay, about the models of the lesson plan, we can share 3 kinds of models that we can note. The number 1 is curriculum model lesson plan. This lesson plan is designed to help teach students about different types of curriculum models. A student will apply what they learn about curricular models and frameworks to write their own curriculum. This is very important to try to use for with the students. The EEI lesson plan templates, the essential elementals of instruction lessons plan format. It's a unique way to approach techniques. This lesson gives an overview of the model and provides a template for your use. And the last, Assure model lesson plan templates, using for Assure model to plan and implement lesson in your classroom. This lesson provide information about Assure lesson plan for formats, including what make it unique and offer a simple template for easy application. And finally, lesson plan design have different principles. Well, we have 7 principles that is very important for lesson plan design. For example, I can mention the number 1 is have a clarity about objectives, because it's very important what are the student is learning, in what is the need is the learner about the knowledge in the classroom. The number 2 is ensure structural alignment. It's necessary to try to have a good structure. Number 3, use case idea to structure a lesson. Number 4, consider the role of the child. It's very important because we need to try to consider the role the child in the class room and try to find information for child. Principal number 5, choice of example is important. We need to try to find the best example for the class. And number 6, choice of resources is also important. I think is very important to try to find a good resources for the class, because you use these resources for all the activities that you need to try to explain. And number 7, plan for classroom dialogue and precise use of vocabulary. Thank you.
And finally, we have the levels of concretion. This is divided into 3 levels. The first level is macro level, which is by the Ministry of Education, and this is the national curriculum. This is mandatory, and this is prescriptive. The second level is the meso. This is made by the authorities of the institution, the administrator, the coordinators. And this is the institutional curriculum, which is divided into both a plan curricular de unidad, plan curricular institucional, and plan curricular anual. This is flexible, so it means that it can be changed. And finally, the third level is micro level. This is made by the students, and this is the lesson plan. This is also flexible because each teacher decided what method, material, resources, and so on that they are going to use in their classes. And this is a little table about the national system of education in Ecuador. As we can see, there is divided into
preparatory, elemental, EGB and BGU. Here in Ecuador, the preparatory education doesn't have English, and later the elemental, EGB and BGU, they have English, but there are a small difference between private schools and public schools because public schools received just 3 hours of English per week, and private schools, many private schools are bilingual also, so it is a difference. And next. And yeah, this is small objective. Then this is the book of English as a foreign language for baccalaureate. This is just an example because they say that contribution of English as a foreign language is very useful today in a globalized world because the government wants that students use it in the future.
Okay, and now I'm going to explain you a lesson plan model. I choose a lesson plan model with the structure is with 5E, and we have here the difference category is the same lesson planning with according other models, and we have here the subject and grade and the duration with respect to the time of this activity. And the unique or topic, the author of this lesson plan choose plants and animals, and the topic fusions of different plants, parts, and leaves. And the achievement target is the activities that the teacher try to develop with the students, use these verbs recognize, begin, demonstrate the attitude according to the topic. And here we have the benchmarks is the activities that the teacher predict for the students according to the topic, according to the learning process. When the teacher develop the knowledge with the students, predict the outcomes of the events based on the knowledge and use the previous knowledge of the students for explain this topic. And the last one this category is specific objectives, and we have here different instructions about the specific hopelets that the teachers hope for your students during the class and after the topic explaining about the teacher. Okay.
Then we have key skills, key vocabulary, the materials or resources that the students are going to use during the whole process, the content outlined, and the peer learning, that is what students can do with the activity at the end.
Okay, the next is learning outcome. That is the part of the students who demonstrate that has understanding in the class, explains the functions of the base structure of plants, appreciate the need to care for plants. Then we have assessment criteria that have the accurate observation notice. Observation sheet contains accurate information. This assessment criteria is more for the critical thinking that the students have for this project. And the procedures for this activity, we have the 5S. And the first is engage. In this part, the teacher engage or catch up the attention of the students about the topic, and thus it's very important to have the attention. And for the first, we have students will participate in a nature walk. So that is the first engage that the teacher made. Then we have explore. The explore is the way that the teacher made the students figure out the topic and figure out the things that they do.
Okay, the next is elaborate. Elaborate is a good opportunity to try to work with the students because is where the student have the opportunity to try to use all the knowledge. How can my students apply their new knowledge to other situations? For example, in this kind of lesson plan, student will use information on the observation sheets to structure graphs showing the number of leaves present on different plants. In this case, we can use different activity for try to the student use the new information, and the teacher offers guidance during the process of planning the investigation and instruction students to use the design investigation templates or anything that you can need to use.
The last E is evaluate. This is a way that the teachers think about how can they help their students to self-evaluate and reflect on the teacher and learning. So these are some steps. So evaluation could be a quiz, a pop quiz, or maybe an assessment as a homework or so on. Also, we have extended learning. This is the more resources that students will use in their houses in order to learn more that they have learned in the classes. Also links and post lesson reflections. Next, please. And this is just the worksheet that the students are going to use in this lesson that we explained before. So as we know, each activity have a name and a skill. So this is important to write in order that a teacher notice that at the end of the work, if the students acquire or not that aim. Also, what you will do, this is just the explanations that they are going to use in the activity. And this is a small table that they are going to use. And finally, questions. This is important questions because students can summarize all the topics that they learned, and also they can understand in a better way what they already know and organize those ideas. And thank you.